Speaking of school zones, a lot of kids, right, out there. The back-to-school hustle is on, and that means more teens will be back on the road driving. Did you know that in the last decade, AAA says nearly 60% of crashes contained potentially distracted behavior during the 6 seconds leading up to a crash? You can guess what they were doing right before that crash. The teens made up the largest group of distracted drivers, especially in fatal crashes. That's according to the Transportation and Safety Administration. Get this, 50% of teens already admit to texting while driving.
That's 50% who admit it.
Terrible. Exactly.
Yeah.
That means there are many more doing it, and if you
Terrible.
factor in those who aren't owning up to it, so what do we do, right? That's what you're asking. What do we do about this? Well, there's actually something we can do. You can do. We're going to show you 3 different kinds of tech that will allow you to see how your teens are driving, from speeding, hard braking, to whether their music was on too loud, and tracking their phone use. We're going to start with the priciest. These are built into the cars already, so when you go to buy that next family car, you might want to consider Ford has this My Key option, Hyundai has Blue Link, and GM's Chevy cars have Teen Driver and OnStar Family Link.
Teen Driver generates what they call a report card, and it's much like the report card you're going to get at the end of the school year, but instead of having A, B's, and C's, this is going to give you numbers, how far they've driven, how many times they've hit anti-lock brakes, or stability control, which means they're driving very aggressively. OnStar Family Link is a separate from the Teen Driver. It sends text alerts or emails to the parents to see where the vehicle is. For instance, you leave the house in the morning, it sends a text message. You could have a check-in at school, you can have a check-in at work, or a friend's house.
This is really great peace of mind for parents. These systems make the settings attached to the key that you give to your teen. It's very similar to if you go on Netflix. You know how you have different profiles, you have the adult profile or the kids profile. The key will have the kids' settings on it. So that means when they get in the car, turn on the radio, they can't. The seat belts are going to make sure that they're buckled before it can go on. Speed limits are attached to the keys too, so you can set a maximum speed level. They can't go over 50, 60, 70, whatever.
Wow.
You can set the radio volume. They're built in and attached to the key, as I mentioned, so there's no way to beat this system. And
That's
if you
so
use
cool.
it, isn't it great? It's really for everyone, not just for teens. It's
How
for
much?
like really the older people too. It can vary. This is coming with a brand new car. So these are the inbuilt systems. By the way, with this, if you have Android or Apple Auto, that can also track their phone use on top of the system that's already built in the car. The cost is free depending on which car. It can run you about $10 a month depending on.
In other words, you need a $50,000 car and then you get that or something like that.
Some of the lower end cars actually have this built in. A lot of the newer cars are putting this into as an option. Okay, so from that we go with the aftermarket items. If you're not ready to buy a new car just yet, consider these very simple aftermarket add-ons. These are really cool because they have most of the features that the built-ins have, and they also give you detailed diagnostic information on your engine, which is so great. These are the dongles right here. You attach this. It's really easy.
It's a dongle.
These are dongles.
Okay.
It's very easy to use. Really, I love these because they let you know if your car is malfunctioning in any way. This is what the mechanics use. You know, they plug into the same port. They plug into right underneath your windshield, or rather your steering wheel, and they let you know if your engine needs oil or whatever. See how it goes right underneath the the wheel. It's really easy to find. You can go on YouTube and you can get all the info if you're unclear or unsure of how to do it. The pricing for these add-ons, it's not bad actually. T-Mobile Sync Up Drive is $48.
Not bad.
With a $2 a month charge. It's kind of like adding on to your current service. You know how you add an iPad or whatever? It's the same thing. $10 a month service fee. This is Verizon's version right here. This is about $150. You can finance that, or $625 a month, or $20.
We rent everything now, though, right?
You know why?
Renting Netflix and our phones and our cars. And
because of obsolescence. So after a while, so you may as well just rent it, I guess, so you say. Okay, if you don't want to deal with the dongles, you can download one of the many apps that's already available.
Deal with the dongles.
There's Life 360. This is my favorite. I actually recommend you do the Life 360 with one of these items. This app is not going to give you your car's diagnostics, but it will track your kids' driving habits, and it will call 911 immediately if it senses your teen has been in an accident. It also knows when your teen is in other people's cars. It's going to know how that friend is driving.
You know, you'd sit home and just monitor this all day long.
You could. You really could. Well, as a parent, you can make yourself crazy. The 360 can tell you if your teen is using the phone while driving. You can see how their friends are driving. Like I said, it has many of the same features that the others have, speed warnings, erratic driving, hard braking. This basic app is free. And for crash assistance and tracking features to be unlimited, you're going to have to pay like $8 a month or $60
So your
a
kid
year.
comes home, you're like, hey, listen, I checked your stuff here. You've been going 75 miles an hour,
Yep.
you hit the brakes a little too hard,
Yep.
you
get a full report, so there's no
But
going
it
around
is
it.
free for parents to set the right example.
Yeah, you have to have the conversation. You have to have this conversation with your kids, and all of this means nothing if you don't do what you're preaching. So when you get on the phone, get in your car, do not get on your phone.
Yeah, you
know
should
what I
have
mean?
one so your kid could go,
Yeah.
hey, Dad,
Yeah,
I
so
see
it's
that you went
nothing.
102.
Aside from a kid needing to call you in an emergency, there's no value to them having a phone. None. In the car. In the car.
In the car.
There's no upside to that
In the
except
car.
for an emergency.
Waze,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Waze, navigation.
We just touched the surface on this, you guys. So,
Okay.
of course, we're going to have all the information, all the details on our website, foxla.com.
That's good stuff.
Thank you very much.
Get a drink of water after that.
That's why I love this stuff. You know that.
All right, take a break.
Condemnation coming from the man's own father. This is one of
yeah.
the protesters.
Right.
That was in
Got it.
Virginia. That's
Got
what
it.
that is. It's something. His
Yes.
dad went
Proper
after him.
jumped ahead.
Yeah, his dad said,
Yeah.
I want to thank Tashaka, our tech ninja.
Did he write all your copy?
No, but we worked together, and he did all the research, and we discussed this.
He taught us what a dongle is.
Dongles. This is.
I didn't think I wanted to know.
This is a speaker you can
Yeah.
attach. Here's the dongle.